So magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Ang ating topic ngayon is Solar PV System Design, Installation, and Maintenance. So ako nga pala si Engineer Philip Pangilinan, REEN, RMP. So this is our introduction, background, and work trends. So our objective is we will be discuss the principles and theories, advantages, disadvantages of solar system, solar power design, solar power system installation, and maintenance. So what is solar energy? So in a deep sense, solar energy is the infinite energy from the sun. It is an undefined measurement with unlimited access. So the 21st century is the perfect energy storm. So the 21st century is forming into a perfect energy storm, rising energy prices with diminishing energy availability and security. Also, it has a growing environmental concern, which is quickly changing the global energy panorama. Sa madaling salita, the 21st century, ito yung kumbaga industrialization sa Pilipinas. So history of cost of electricity, well, it is for residential. Iba kasi yung commercial and industrial facility. So as you can see, from 1960s to 20s, napakalaki or drastic yung changes ng electricity cost for residential. So from 2 pesos, it goes up to 18 pesos for this year. So what more? Pagdating ng 2021 up to 2030s. Baka umabot pa yan hanggang 30 pesos per kilowatt hour. So unlimited energy from the sun. As we all know, energy receives the estimated power from the sun in terms of terawatts. It is 174 terawatts or 10 raised to 15 watts. So biruin mo yung ganun kalaking energy na ibinibigay ni Haring Araw. And approximately 30% is reflected back to space. And it also absorbed by the clouds, oceans through evaporation. So once na nag-evaporate ang mga dagat natin, gawa yan ng heat exchange from the sun. So sun irradiance is number one, or ito rin yung kailangan, no, ng ating mga halaman para sa photosynthesis process. So kung wala ito, well, yung green coloring ay kulang. So hindi na buo yung process for photosynthesis para sa mga halaman. Kumbaga, lantang gulay ang mangyayari. Pag-aaralan din natin kung ano ba yung fossil fuel at bakit ito ginagamit. Well, fossil fuels, ito yung mga natural substances in Earth made up of from remains of ancient plant and animals. Sa madaling salita, fossil fuels, ito yung fuels na nakuha natin from the remains. So ito yung fuel o yung langis na nakukuha natin mula sa mga namatay ng halaman o mga isda tuloy, hayop, no? Pero kasama rin ng mga isda dahil may mga fossil fuels din naman sa ilalim ng dagat. So fossil fuels are created from fossils. Ito nga yung mga fossils ng mga sinaunang hayop at tao na nabuhay ilang libo, milyon o bilyong taon na ang nakakaraan. So, diyan papasok yung aerobic decomposition and anaerobic decomposition. Pag sinabi nating aerobic decomposition, it is the breakdown of organic matters with the aid of oxygen or presence of air. And anaerobic naman, ito yung hindi mo kailangan ng oxygen or air to decompose a certain materials. So, in this slide, it is the end of fossil fuels. So, it illustrates the end of fossil fuels and the reborn. Why I said reborn? Kasi dati pa naman, meron na tayong mga renewable, hindi nga lang na-utilize ng maayos. So, from percent of energy from renewable sources. So, up to now, ang number one sa pinakamalaki na nag-develop for renewable is China. Second is the Germany. So, global energy potential. So, kung makikita ninyo rito sa ating slide, kung i-utilize lang natin ng maayos, number one pa rin si Haring Araw with 23,000 terawatts of energy. Second is the coal and uranium. So uranium yung ginagamit para sa nuclear. So yung mga isotope niyan is the uranium-238 and uranium-235. The fourth is the oil. And last but not the least for the, ito yung sunod-sunod na malaki. Hindi na muna natin ito-topic tong mga maliliit, which is comprised doon sa renewable energy. So, yung natural gas. So, history of solar or PV panel. So, A.E. Becquerel is the first to recognize the photovoltaic effect in 1839. So, he is a French physicist. So, photovoltaic means convert light to electricity. Then, secondly is on 1883, first solar cell built by Charles Fritz. So gumamit pa siya ng selenium, hindi pa silicon ang ginamit para bumuo ng solar cells. And on 1954, diyan na pumasok yung Bell Laboratories. So they are experimenting semiconductors from the dope of silicon. So bakit nga ba silicon? Kasi meron siyang threshold voltage of 0.7 volts kaysa sa germanium na maliit lang, I think 0.3 lang ang germanium. Then on 1958, it is the first spacecraft to use solar panels by US satellite Vanguard 1. So solar power system. The solar energy is used in water heating, cooling, and ventilation. It also used in industrial process heating, homes, ponds, pump, street lights, hybrid, power homes, and many more. So hindi lang sa PV system ginagamit ang solar power system. So two technologies for converting solar energy into electricity. We have the solar thermo. It is a mechanical system. Example niyan yung mga lenses, mirror, and tracking system. Makikita nyo yan sa example is yung lenses na ginamit sa California. Then, second, ito yung kilalang-kilala, no? Yung solar photovoltaic cells or PV system. Yan yung mga solar PV cells. So, energy is the ability of system to do work. So, here we will discuss about the mechanical energy in terms of horsepower, electrical energy in terms of watt-hour or kilowatt-hour, radiant energy, including the light, chemical energy, heat energy, etc. So the first law of thermodynamics, so energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form of energy to another. Principles and theories. So what is solar energy, solar heating system, and electricity principle behind solar? So hindi na muna natin yan ipapaliwanag. Napaliwanag na natin yan kanina. So diretso na tayo dito. Single cells or silicon diode. So according to the electronic characteristic ng mga semiconductor material, when the sunlight shines from P-type and N-type, or ito yung positive type and negative type conductivity of two different types of homogeneous composition of semiconductor materials, when the PN junction under certain condition or the solar radiation absorbed by the semiconductor material in the conduction band, the valence band, yung valence band is the sharing of atom or sharing of electron. So meron siyang non-equilibrium, meron siyang carrier. Ito yung electron in the hole. So kapag may sharing ng electron and hole, doon nagkakaroon ng electricity. Doon nagkakaroon ng flow of electrons. So ito yan, no? Yung sample. So once na ang sunlight nag-reflect doon sa surface ng solar cells, itong mga front electrode na to is magti-trigger yung mga PN type material or yung P positive, yung positive is i-attract ngayon itong mga negative. Doon nagkakaroon ng flow of current. Then electricity is formed. So when light strike PN junction, the PN junction, a potential difference is created. So producing say 0.5 volts for DC system. So doon nga sa silicon, meron tayong 0.7 volts na napoproduce. So kung marami yan, kung ilang solar cells yan, makakabuo ka na. So if 24 solar cells for 0.5 volts DC, makakabuo ka ng 12 volts DC. So this is the diversified energy mix. So as you can see, the Philippine electricity capacity by fuel as of 2014, we have a total of 19,000 megawatts. Then 4% nun is waste heat. Ang pinakamarami is came from the coal, which is 29%. So based on RA number 9513, sinertipikahan ang Renewable Energy Act of 2008. Ano ba yung nakasaad doon? It is the scope of Philippine DOE implementing rules and regulation for this act is to exploration, development, utilization, and commercialization of renewable energy resources such as biomass, solar, wind, hydropower, geothermal, and ocean energy sources, including the application of hybrid system. And other emerging renewable energy technologies in the Philippines for the generation, transmission, distribution, sales and use of electricity and fuel generated from energy, renewable energy resources. So as of 2018, ito yung total PV installed capacity in terms of megawatt. So ito yung top 10 countries. So number 1 is the China with 32% or 176 gigawatt. Second is the United States. So how about Philippines? So meron tayong 30 megawatt by Solec sa Ormoc. Pero sa ngayon merong na-install sa Laguna, hindi ko lang alam kung saan part ng Laguna or Batangas. Ang alam ko in-install ng Solar Philippines. Yun ang pinakamalaki ngayon. Before kasi sa Cadiz, Negros Occidental, which has a net capacity of 132.5 megawatt. Ito yun. Pero in-expect nila na magpuproduce ng 280 megawatt capacity. Yan. So, feed-in tariff program. Ito yung programa ng gobyerno kung saan binibigyan ng insentibo ang sino man entities na magbibigay or mag-generate ng energy. So, kung kaya mong mag-provide ng energy at ibenta sa gobyerno, pwede ka nilang bayaran. So, halimbawa sa Spain, binabayaran nila ng 4.42 euro per kilowatt hour or 25 pesos per kilowatt hour. Sa Philippines, under PIT, pwede kang bayaran ng 9.68 per kilowatt hour. So sa mga mabababang solar power system na ini-install, halimbawa sa mga commercial lang, less than 100 kilowatt, hindi na papasok sa feed-in tariff. Yan yung tinatawag nating net metering. Pero ang sistema rito, hindi ka directly babayaran, kundi offset lang sa kinukonsumo mo against dun sa binibigay sa'yo or binibili mong energy from the utility. So ito yung proposed FIT dito sa Pilipinas. So for hydro, ito yung approved FIT which is 5.90. Sa solar is 9.68. So ang laki ng reduction against dun sa proposed FIT na 17.95. So in the Philippines, the potential is even greater than the aspiration target of 1.5 gigawatt attributed to the solar in the National Renewable Energy Plan until 2030. So solar PV panels. The Philippines is a host to SunPower Solar Manufacturing Company in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Dati dalawa yan sa Batangas at Laguna, pero wala na yung sa Batangas. So general advantages of solar power. It is a renewable energy source, unlimited energy, saves money, diverse application, low maintenance costs. Siyempre, punas-punas lang yan. Or paligo, di ba? Hindi yan masyadong, hindi ka nagme-maintain. Kahit yung pagre-retighten, wala yan. So, development technology, and of course, eco-friendly. Disadvantage, cost. Pero sa ngayon, ang cost medyo tinatanggal na natin sa disadvantages due to high competition. So marami na rin nag-offer ng mabababang solar panel. Reliability. Of course, kapag medyo maulan, yung reliability ng energy produce ay hindi ganon kaganda. Baka nasa 30% lang ang reliability. And weather dependent. Expensive power storage. So sa mga battery, flywheels, capacitors, nagde-depend for the power storage. Low efficiency, of course. And the area needed. So reduce reliability, here are some ways to increase. Number one is on-grid use. So nakadepende ka pa rin sa on-grid. Wala kang battery storage. Number two, kung medyo kaya ng budget, pwede ka rin mag-install ng storage batteries. Then three is the combination of other renewable sources. Example, yung wind or yung mga windmill. Yan. Combination of pump storage hydro system. Yung mga mini hydro, kung malapit kayo sa mga ilog, sapa, pwede nyong i-combine sa solar. So classification of solar cells. We have in terms of materials, in terms of technology, and in terms of generation cells. For materials, we have the non-crystalline silicon, polycrystalline, amorphous, gallium, arsenide, cadmium telluride, and cadmium sulfide, and etc. So napakadami. Pero ito lang yung mga kilala. Then for the single, in terms of technology, we have the single crystal bonds and thin film. For the generation, meron tayong first generation, yan yung conventional or traditional. Second generation, yung mga thin films. Third generation, yung paggamit ng mga emerging technologies. So lahat yan, explain natin mamaya. So electricity principle behind solar, ito yung mga basic terms na kailangan familiar kayo. So sa mga hindi electrical practitioner na gustong matuto ng solar, kailangan familiar kayo sa mga terms na to. So number one is the power. Power is the rate of doing work. It is the equivalent to an amount of energy consumed per unit time. At yung unit nito is watts. And for the mechanical power, is the horsepower or HP. So electrical energy, it is a form of energy resulting from the existence of charged particle such as electron or proton. So sa madaling sabi, ito yung electrical na ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. So kung gusto mong gumamit ng electric fan, papaganahin niya ng electricity. Electricity is the flow of electrons or flow of current. So voltage, ang unit niya is volt. It is the potential energy or potential difference that makes the electrical current to flow. Sa madaling salita, yan yung pressure na nagtutulak doon sa current papunta sa mga sirkito o mga appliances. So ito yung simple diagram natin kung paano nga ba nagpo-flow ang electric current or charge. So meron tayong positive and negative. So example niyan yung baterya. Once naglagay ka ng wire from both end at kabitan mo ng load o ilaw, doon dadaloy ang kuryente at gagana o ilaw ang isang equipment mo. So two types of electric current. Meron tayong direct current at alternating current. So direct current is the current flows in circuit from one direction. Ano ba yung sample niyan? Yan yung mga flywheel, battery, solar panel. Then alternating current. So current flows in a circuit in alternating manner. Sample is the distribution utility supply. Wind energy, yan, alternating din yan dahil ang nanggagaling yung power niyan sa motor. So power formula, for power is the voltage times the current for DC system. For AC system, voltage times current times the power factor. Ano ba yung power factor? It is the power factor is the kVA over kilowatt, or the apparent power. It is the ratio of the apparent power and the real power. Yan yung power factor. So in three-phase system naman, the same, pero meron ka multiplier na square root of 3 or 1.732. So for solar power system devices, ito yung mga kailangan nyo. Ito yung mga basic. Pero kung nagiging complex ang system nyo, dumadami yung mga components nyo. Pero kung basic lang naman, residential, so ito yung mga kailangan nyo. Number 1 yung solar panel, SCC or the solar charge controller. Susunod yung battery, inverter. So sa inverter, meron tayong tinatawag na on-grid and off-grid inverter. Siyempre, yung mga cables and connectors, yung MC4, AC-DC circuits, and panel board. So ito na, yung mga kinds ng solar panel. Meron tayong monocrystalline, yan yung mga first generation. Polycrystalline, microcrystalline, silicon microcrystalline tandem, amorphous, cadmium telluride, copper indium gallium diselenide, or yung SIGs, organic, hanggang sa solar paint. So yan yung ito yung monocrystalline. Ito yung panel na nagbibigay ng highest efficiency. But of course, with highest cost. So solar cells efficiency sa isang cells can have an efficiency of 18 to 24%. Ito yung example ng monocrystalline. Then polycrystalline, the most or widely used solar panel. Dahil ito ay mas mura sa monocrystalline. And having efficiency of 13 to 17%. So yan yung mga sample niya. So hindi siya octagonal, square siya, and most of the production is color blue yung design niya. Ito na yung mga iba na uri ng panel. So yung microcrystalline tandem. Normally, ang mga company na gumagawa niyan, yung Sharp and Mitsubishi. Mura siya dahil mababa ang efficiency niya, from 8 to 10% lang. Yan yung sample. Then amorphous. So yung Sharp nag-produce din sila. Mura din dahil mababa ang efficiency, 6 to 8% lang. Yan ang sample ng mga amorphous silicon panels. Then cadmium telluride. So this technology is around 12% efficiency. Then yung GE, nakapagbigay sila ng 15% efficiency. Yan yung sample ng CDT solar panels or cadmium telluride. Then yung mga seeds. So Qcells, Honda, and startup like Mayasol, Nanosolar, and Solindra are using this technology. Meron siyang efficiency of 13.8 up to 14%. So yan yung mga ginagamit yan sa mga flexible thin solar panels. Sample yan. Then organic solar cells. So ito kasing technology na to hindi pa ganon ka-reliable dahil nabubulok. Organic from organic nabubulok yan. So organic solar cells made by Dysol. So once na may present ng mga pathogens like bacteria, viruses, nabubulok ang mga ganitong uri ng technology. Yan ang sample structure of organic solar cells. So promising din naman ng technology nito. Yun nga lang, ang down lang nito, yung madaling ma-decompose or deteriorate due to its organic characteristic. Then, yung CTS solar panels. So yung IBM, sila yung first na nag-develop ng ganitong technology. So medyo mataas ang efficiency niya of 16%. Yan yung sample. Then concentrated solar power. So concentrated solar power, or also called the concentrating solar power or concentrating solar thermal. It is a system generate solar power by using mirrors or lenses. So hindi na dito papasok yung mga PV panels. So ito yung mga sample niya. Normally, makikita nyo to sa California, sa US. So ginagamit to generate electricity. Pinapainit niya yung mga boilers. Instead na gumamit sila ng mga steam, ginagawa nila, gagamit sila ng concentrated solar power. So ito yung parabolic disk, kino-concentrate nila yung liwanag or yung solar irradiance dun sa focal point ng parabolic disk papunta doon sa boiler. At yung energy or yung concentrated energy na yon, yun yung gagamitin nila para painitin yung mga boilers. So once napainit nila yung boilers, magpo-produce ng steam na magpapagana sa mga steam turbines and generator to generate electricity. So ito yung mga printed solar panels naman are flexible plastics. Mababa ang mga efficiency nito. So underdevelop pa tong mga ganitong technology. Yan yung mga sample. So ito yung sample schematic diagram ng isang solar panel. So compose siya ng iba't ibang solar cells connected with bypass diode. So bakit bypass diode ang kailangan natin? So bypass diode para maiwasan natin ang backflow ng electricity. Kaya gumagamit tayo ng mga bypass diode. So this is sample ng or this illustrates yung cost ng solar modules from 1980 to 2012. So kung gagawin nating up to date yan, sobrang baba na ng solar panel natin. So from $16, nag-drop siya ng 0.25. Sa ngayon, 2020, may mga nag-offer na rin ng less than 0.20 US dollar for one solar modules. So yan, ang laki na binagsak ng cost ng solar panels. So we have a comparison, of course, ng poly and mono. In terms of efficiency, for the poly, lower efficiency, and mono is higher efficiency. Well, ito naman is depende sa weather. Kung sobrang init, itong mono, bumabagsak din ang efficiency niya. Hindi niya kayang i-withstand ang sobrang init. Kadalasan niya, ang mga mono, nasusunog ang cells niya. Kapag ang ambient temperature niya ay umaabot ng 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. So performance at high temperatures, ayun nga, so good and reduce efficiency. In terms of appearance, so for the poly, non-uniform, mono is all black. So sa poly, normally kulay blue ang appearance niya. Then for best suitable, poly is most cases and mono has a limited space. Then SCC or the solar charge controller. Ang solar charge controller is used to maintain proper charging. So para maiwasan natin yung over and under voltages, especially sa mga batteries. So na bumababa ang efficiency ng mga batteries kung over voltage siya. So pag sobra-sobra ang karga ng battery mo, pwedeng ma-damage ang mga battery cells mo. Two types of SCC. Meron tayong PWM and MPPT or yung pulse width modulation SCC and the maximum power point tracker. Itong maximum power point tracker MPPT na to, ito yung mga SCC na kung saan kapag na-reach niya yung maximum na ibinibigay ng isang solar module or isang solar panel, yun yung kinukuha niya at nire-record or dinadala doon sa battery. Then, so yun, PWM controller operates at a relatively constant harvesting efficiency. So mas mura ito compared to MPPT. Yan yung mga sample ng PWM. MPPT controllers are typically more expensive. So can produce more power with the same number of solar modules. Yun nga, dahil kinukuha nila yung maximum ng isang solar panel. So this is the diagram for the current and voltage or the power voltage characteristic ng isang solar cells. So as you can see, once na na-reach yung na-reach ang maximum point of power, doon nire-record. Yun yung kukunin ng MPPT. Yun yung maximum efficiency niya. Bago mag-drop sa kanyang or bago mag-drop ang power nito. So ito yung mga sample ng MPPT charge controller. So battery, marami tayong uri ng battery. Pero dito sa solar, ang best or nire-recommend natin na gamitin ay ang deep cycle battery. So deep cycle battery is a lead acid battery designed to be regularly deeply discharged using most of its capacity. So ito yung mga common types ng batteries. Meron tayong lithium, FLA, BRLA, AGM. Sa BRLA or bulb regulated lead acid, merong dalawang uri, AGM and gel. Then yung salt water. Pero sa ngayon, meron na ring mga emerging technology for battery. Hindi lang yung lithium. Meron ding mga lithium ion at kung ano-ano pa. For efficiency ng isang solar system or solar PV system, kino-combine din natin ang batteries with capacitor. Because capacitor is also an equipment used to store energy o device din siya for storing electrical energy. So we have a comparison of this battery. So for lead acid, well, makikita mo, medyo cheap siya. Yung lifespan, hindi ganun katagal. Depth of discharge, okay lang. Lithium, mas mahal. Lifespan, mas matagal. Depth of discharge, of course, makikita natin, maganda. O, dalawa. Salt water, nasa gitna, and then yung depth of discharge talagang excellent. So, efficient. So, lithium battery, ito yung mga general advantages and disadvantages. So, ito yung sample ng lithium. Modular type na siya. So yung cost comparison niya, syempre siya yung mas mataas compared to the other batteries. So I made this tabulation of projected power generation of solar PV per hour. So kung makikita nyo rito, at starting of 8 a.m., kaya niya na mag-generate up to 60% of its rated power capacity. And ang pinaka-peak niya is at 11 a.m. And dahan-dahan siya or gradually bumababa ang kanyang efficiency. So, ang forecast nito is from February to August. Also, this is the battery charging curve characteristic. So, from DC voltage, aakyat siya for volt charge. So, ang battery niya may maintain for 12 point something. Then yung absorption charge niya is 14 to 15 volts. So dito flat yung curve mo. Maintain niya. For a certain period of time, kung hindi mo nagagamit, nagde-decline. So from 15, bababa siya up to 13.3 or from 13.3 up to 13.8. Then kapag bumaba pa ulit at panay pa rin ang gamit mo, bababa na for 12.7 volts. So, this is a common connection of battery or what we call battery bank. So, if you are using multiple batteries, kailangan mo or kailangan mong i-connect for certain types of system. Halimbawa, 12-volt system. So, pwede kang series connection, parallel connection, or a combination. But don't forget to apply the ground. Normally, ang ground natin is kinoconnect sa negative ng battery. Same sa solar panel, sa negative terminal din ikinoconnect ang grounding electrode. So this is the type of battery, yung flooded lead acid. Ito yung mga sample niya. Then yung bulb regulated niya, AGM and gel type. This type of batteries are maintenance free. So this is the sample of how to calculate battery requirements. So unang-una, kailangan alam nyo kung ano yung voltage rating, the ampere rating, and the time or yung tinatawag nating discharging time. So battery capacity is in terms of ampere hour, current times the time. So kailangan alam niyo yung average amount niya or yung current usage in amperes and yung period na gagamitin nyo. So these are for the common flooded type deep cycle batteries. So yung open circuit volt niya andi dito. So for 12-volt battery, yung floating charge niya kapag fully charged na siya is 12.73. Then the depth of discharge at 50% is 12.10 and yung almost drain ka na for 10% is 11.51. So these are some pros and cons ng flooded lead acid battery. Of course, the pros is the lowest cost, longer deep cycle life, can be maintained simply by addition of distilled water. Distilled water is the type of water with no impurities. So walang halong kahit anong minerals. So high discharge rate capabilities perform better in hot climates. So did you know na ang isang battery or yung kahit na itong VRL type battery is kayang tumagal na almost 10 years or up. Basta ma-maintain mo yung ambient temperature niya na 15 or lower. Meaning, dapat yung ambient temperature kung saan mo itatago o i-place ang isang battery is from 10 to 15 degree Celsius. So, ganun kalamig. So, yung cons naman niya is periodic maintenance. Yun nga, yung addition of distilled water can only be used in upright position. Produce gas, normally hydrogen. So, it is hazardous because hydrogen is a flammable gas. Require ventilation and cannot be shipped by air. Of course, mabigat yan eh. Then next is the Powell inverter. Inverter is a device that converts direct current to AC or alternating current. So kung meron kang input na 12 voltage sa DC, it converts to 220 or any ratings basta ang output niya is alternating current. So this is sine wave, modified sine wave, and the square wave. Normally, ang mga inverter sa market, ang karamihan dyan ay modified sine wave. Wala po tayong mga pure sine wave. So kung may nagsasabi na pure sine wave yan, huwag po kayong maniwala. Dahil ang mga inverter is a harmonic generating devices. So nag-generate sila ng harmonics na bibigay doon sa output wave niya ng intermittent cycles. So these are types of power inverters. So for the inverters, meron tayong on-grid, power grid tie inverter. It is a power inverter that converts direct current, DC electricity, into alternating current with an ability to synchronize or interface with the utility line. So kung gagamit ka nito ng grid tie, kailangan mo nakakonect ka directly kay utility. So kung brown out sa inyo, brown out si utility, brown out ka din. Pero kung itong mga off-grid inverter ang gagamitin mo, so ito yung standalone system. So kung brown out si utility, meron ka pa ring power source. So cables and connector, it is a conductor. So conductor is used to permits or convey the flow of electrical current. Yan yung sample, yung mga wires, metal object, or any conducting media. So sample ng cables and connector. So choosing the right size. Of course, kapag nagsa-size up ka ng mga cables, number one na requirement is the total capacity in terms of current or ampere. So better to ask an expert or electrical engineer to calculate the required capacity of your system para ma-size niya ng tama ang mga gagamitin mong materyales, especially sa mga cables and protection. So, diode. It is an electronic component with asymmetric conductance. So, two-terminal siya. Meron siyang anode, the positive, and the cathode. So, kung i-relate natin sa mga bulb to, etong diode, ito yung mga check bulb. So, mga one direction na lang yan. Pinipermit niya lang ang flow ng current in one direction. So, maraming uri ng diode. Sa ngayon, ang pinakita ko lang is the rectifier diode and Schottky. Pero napakaraming uri ng diode. So, dito na tayo sa solar power design. Kinds of solar power design, basic setup. So, according to capacity, meron tayong very large power plants from 3 megawatt up to 1 gigawatt capacity. Large power plant from 100 kilowatt up to 2 megawatt. And on-grid mini power plant, ito na yung from 100 kilowatt and below. Ito na yung na-apply for net metering. So, on-grid or grid type system. So, kailangan mo yan, of course, dapat ang mga inverter mo is on-grid para makapag-parallel ka or synchronize sa utility or distribution utility. Tulad ng Meralco and other cooperative. So, solar power design, meron tayong off-grid, on-grid, and hybrid. Ito na yung combination. Pwedeng off-grid, combination ng off-grid and on-grid, or combination with the other renewable energy system. So, sample ng grid tie system. So, meron tayong solar panel, controller, panel board, battery, and inverter. And net metering meter. Yan, ang mga sample ng solar setup. So, paralleling of power system. Ito yung mga requirement. So, dapat similar voltage, similar frequency, similar phase sequence, and similar phase angle. So, yung phase sequence is the rotation ng power system natin. So, paano natin malalaman yan? Gumamit tayo ng mga phase sequence tester. Like yung sa Keiretsu. So, meron yung mga testing equipment na kayang mag-detect ng phase sequence. So, ito yung mga sample ng paralleling of solar inverter. So, pag nag-parallel ka ng solar inverter, you need to have an isolation transformer. So, using isolation transformer, pwede kang mag-parallel ng dalawang inverter. But of course, ang total capacity lang niyan is 58% of the total capacity. Hindi siya 100%. Kapag nagpa-parallel ka ng dalawang or nagbabank ka. Example, banking pala. Pag nagbank ka ng dalawang transformer. So, ang capacity lang na makuha mo is 58%. So, ito nga yun, kanina ko na in-explain to. So, disadvantage ng on-grid solar power system. So, kapag nag-brown out, shut off din yung system mo dahil naka-interface ka kay utility. Ito naman yung example ng off-grid system. So, off-grid, meaning stand-alone ka, hindi ka naka-interface kay utility. So, meron kang battery bank or stored energy. So, advantages, it can supply 24/7 of generated power. No affected by utility interruption. Ang primary disadvantage lang nito is the cost, more expensive and higher maintenance costs, especially sa battery. So, ito naman yung sample ng hybrid system. Pwedeng may connection ng generator and other renewable energy media. Yan, sample dito, meron tayong dalawang inverter, battery bank, and solar panels. So, sunspot, ito yung napaka-importante nito kung saan mo dapat piniface ang solar panel. So, sa Philippines, the most recommended is facing south with inclination of 13 degrees. So, sample sizing ng solar panel. So, what you need is list down all your loads in terms of watts. Yung mga power requirement nila, isusulat mo yan, i-list down mo. Then, compute for the total capacity. So, sample nito, mayroon tayong 30 watts na light running for 10 hours, 50 watts na electric fan running for 8 hours, and 70 watts TV running for 4 hours. So, ano yung mga assumption natin? Ano yung mga required solar components? So, meron tayong panel, ACC, inverter, and battery. So, assumption natin, 6 hours full sunlight. At yung ACC natin is 0.7 efficiency with 50% DOD of battery and a 12 volts system setup. So, simple mathematics, mako-compute natin ang total energy consumption of 980 watt-hour. So, battery requirement. So, nasa sa iyo, design criteria mo yon or discretion ng designer kung ano ang system voltage na gagamitin niya for the DC system. So, meron tayong 12, 24, and 48 DC system. So, kung inassume mo na 12 volt system, for the battery capacity, meron kang 81.67 ampere hour. So, para ma-maintain mo yung, or example, kaya gusto mo tumagal siya for 2 days, doblehin mo yung capacity. So, meron ka 163 ampere hour or higher. So, gumamit ka ng 200 ampere hour battery. So, for solar panel requirements, so 980, if you are using 6 hours full of sunlight exposure, divide mo sa 6, ito yung 163 watts. So, if you are using PWM, 0.7 na efficiency or 70%, divide mo siya, so you are using 233 watt. So, ang panel na available is 250. Pwede ka rin gumamit ng 300. So, for charge controller, so for 12 volt max, usually umaabot pa ng 18. So, divide by 13, meron kang 13.88 amps. So, for charge controller, times mo pa yan sa 1.25 for the safety. So, inverter, ganun din. So, kung mayroon ka 140 watts, times mo sa 280, times 1.25 pa yan for your inverter specs at 12 volt system. So, this is the actual sample setup. Yan, so meron siyang SCC, voltmeter, switches, breakers, timer, combiner box. Yan, combiner box yan. So, ito yung mga sample setup. This is hybrid. So, as you can see, meron tayong wind energy. Meron tayong wind turbine regulator. So, ito yung mga system na to is for industrial or commercial type. So, malalaki ang system na to. Then, sample typical mounting na ginagamit. So, in the Philippines, the optimum tilt of panel should be approximately equal to the latitude times 0.87. So, depende sa location mo. Kung ang location mo is 15 degree facing north, so times 0.87, yun yung magiging tilt mo or inclination. These are the typical mounting hardwares niya. So, meron tayong splice connector, end clamp, mid, and L-put. So, gumagamit din tayo ng mga manual transfer switch para sa ating mga hybrid system. Pwede rin tayong gumamit ng automatic or ATS, hindi lang manual transfer switch, or automatic transferring of electric power. Sample design. This is 250 kilowatt PV on-grid hybrid with two 200 kVA prime generator. Yan, mga sample design natin. So, kung ikaw ay designer, dapat ganito yung mga requirement na ibibigay mo sa ating OBO. So, may general notes, may details ng solar panels, yung elevation kasama, grounding details, and of course, yung calculation and single line diagram. Yan ang mga importante. Calculation and design analysis. Hinahanap na ngayon yan. So, yung mga details na yan. So, I have made also a marketing aspect or projected return of investment. So, as you can see, ito is for 100 kilowatt. For hybrid, ang cost niya is 200 per watt. For 100 kilowatt system, it costs of 20 million. For on-grid, 9.5. Off-grid is 13.7. So, yung projected ROI natin for hybrid is 5 years. On-grid, 3, and off-grid is 4 years. So, bawing-bawi mo na yan. So we have also the benefit cost ratio analysis para malalaman mo kung efficient ba or economical ang system mo or yung solar investment mo. So for the example, ng kaninang calculation natin, ang calculated benefit cost ratio natin is 0.24 or 0.254, which is economical. It is less than or equal to 1. So, meron din, di-discuss din natin yung lifespan. For solar panels, meron siyang 25 working years. So, pagka lumagpas ka ng 25 working years, bumababa na rin ang efficiency ng system mo. For inverters, may mga manufacturer na nag-claim for 10 years services, parts and services. Lithium batteries, manufacturers claim for 5 decades ang battery, so 50 years. Flooded is 20 to 30 years, provided that ambient temperature is from 15 to 20 degrees, as I said earlier. So yung mga wires naman natin, 50 years. So this is some efficiency for ito yung mga technical data ng lithium battery. So yung maximum efficiency niya is 97.7. For the solar, module efficiency, ang isang module is 16.29%. So for maintaining the solar system, of course, periodic check pa rin ang maintenance ng solar system. Pwede nating weekly, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. Depende sa gusto ng kliyente. But para sa akin, I recommend na weekly ang periodic check and maintenance ng solar system or solar PV system. Dahil merong mga accumulation ng dust na nagpapababa sa efficiency ng solar PV modules natin. So these are the maintenance, no? Ito yung mga list for the maintenance of solar panels. Number 1, thoroughly clean the top surfaces of solar PV. Din niya yung mga accumulation ng dust and dirt. So number 2, regularly check, monitor the output voltage ng panels and inverters. Check connection of wiring. So kung maluluwag na yan, kailangan nyo mag-retighten. So dahil pag hindi ka nag-retighten yan, pwedeng pagsimulan ng arc flash and the short circuit. So maintenance of batteries. Yan nga, clean up dahil nagkakaroon ng accumulation ng dust. And sa terminal niya, nagkakaroon din ng accumulation ng bicarbonate, nagkakaroon ng corrosion doon sa terminal niya. So para matanggal yon, gamit ka ng bicarbonated soda. So yan, for inverters, niya, yung mga terminals niya, check mo, accumulation ng mga dirt, output terminal, check nyo by using DDM or digital multimeter. Check for the ampere and voltage. Then the connection for a proper connection ng mga circuit breakers, protection. And of course, kung hindi nyo alam ang pag-check niyan, pwede kayong mag-outsource ng mga maintenance services or maintenance company na nag-cater ng mga services for maintaining the integrity, efficiency, and reliability ng inyong solar PV system. So this is the end of my presentation, and hopefully marami kayong natutunan sa aking presentation. So kung may mga katanungan po kayo, pwede kayong mag-email sa akin or mag-comment doon sa aking YouTube account. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel at Phil TV. Thank you and God bless.